this video, I'm going to talk about how you can automatically create your sales invoices for your clients. At the same time, your payroll for PAYE staff will be created automatically at the press of a button, as will your BACS file for your self-employed or your subcontractors. Now, what I'm not going to be talking about in this video is also important. I'm not going to be talking about time and attendance. We have many tools for that, and goodness knows there's enough videos. Likewise, recruitment, vetting, applicant tracking. We've got and staff development. We've got an awful lot of videos on that subject, and I'm not going to be talking very much about the whole payroll details thing, but you will get the idea. There's plenty of videos on that. There's something else I'm not going to be talking about, but consider yourself lucky because I can't read my handwriting on my pad here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through from the beginning the auto creation of PAYE BACS files, the creation of invoices, and then, because nothing in life is free, we're going to set up a contract that we've won with a customer. It could be for a sports event, it could be for a festival, it could be for 3 or 4 months of night guarding, it could be for a campaign for a field marketing retail customer, it could be an experiential campaign. There are many markets in which AXLR8 staffing systems are used. Finally, I'll show you how to approve the financial details before the actual payments are made or the invoices go out to your customer. Once you create the invoices, you'll find it's very flexible to be able to change things in the invoices and make sure that your invoice is acceptable to that customer, both in terms of its linking in with timesheets they may have signed or electronic GPS-based perhaps data that you've provided to show that the staff actually did turn up at Tesco's Truro that day, but also acceptable to them in terms of the adjustments that you can make to make it look good for them. So without any further ado, this is the overview of the system, and I'm just going to see how it all works out for you. So in true Blue Peter fashion, I've got one that I did earlier here, and you can see that this is Crowthorne versus Liverpool, I Dream, and you can see that everybody on here that's booked onto it has a row. So I've got stewards and supervisors, and to help me out, some of them have different colours so that I can see them in reports. Also their status with the company, unreliable, reliable, full-time, experience, whatever is coloured, and their pictures, so that helps with timesheets when people turn up and say they're Fred but it's actually his brother. Now, the payroll for this event, as you can see here, is set up. So we've got lists of people turning up, and you can also get the client rates. So I hear you say, how does all that work out? And I'm going to show you by creating, not in Blue Peter fashion, but literally from scratch, a brand new event. To do that, I go back to my rather poor looking campaign or project or events dashboard. These are the contracts that I've won with customers, and we're going to be going back to these in a moment, but for now let's just have a look at a new event. So there would be a client, and let's say it's the AXLR8 campus because it's just the first on the list there. Then the project name, blah blah. Example, let's call it night guarding. Obviously it could be demonstration of L'Oreal products on counters at airports, it could be anything. There'd be a PO number for the company, whatever. By the way, in addition to the PO numbers, things you need on the invoice, which I won't go into in this, are you'll need nominal codes which you set up, VAT codes that you use. You'll also need an account number for your customer, and I'll show you how you can sync that with the account numbers in your account system. This type of event could be anything. Let's just say it's a security guarding event. The first site, let's say it is that one there. Doesn't actually matter which one it is. First session type, security guarding, and that will default to a role. We can then say the first date is, let's say, well, today is the 15th, so I'm going to say this is the 22nd, and let's say it's a day guarding job, and we go to yeah, there we go. Let's just make it a long one. Now, you don't have to put an end date in. Most importantly, if I just maximize this here, most importantly, there are these drop downs so you can add as much or as little as you want. So when you set up all of the details, if we look at where the roles are here, I can add a role, and in this case it will be, let's say, a SIA security role, and I need one, I could put 2 or 3, and I've got some standard roll rates, but let's say this is a particularly difficult to get place to get to, and I'm actually going to offer 22.55 for that, and the customer is also being charged a little bit more, 17.90 per hour. So in fact the customer, let's say, I can't do my maths now, but that's an awful lot of hours, but let's say the customer is prepared to pay 250 quid per day. So you can have day rates for customers or shift rates, and you can have other rates for staff. Obviously you can add more roles than that. I could have 3 stewards and whatever, it was a bigger event. So sometimes when you build these events, you've got for an event or a match or whatever, lots more than that. So now we can work out the invoices, and we can also work out the amount that these people get paid because we've got the hours. I won't go into breaks and expenses and things now because we've got other videos to discuss those kind of important details. Now, in addition to that, there would be all sorts of information that you'd need to give the staff about their job, notes about where to turn up, where to park or whatever, where maybe the checkpoints are that they have to swipe their phone past to prove their attendance and things. There's various other fields that you can add. You can toggle on and off those which you wish to remain as independent. You can then replicate the sessions, and it might be only one shift or 2 shifts if it was a football match over a couple of days. But what you can do is you can basically say, I want that to go from the 22, this one here, Control C, there we go, from there, and probably should have just picked it, and go to, let's say it's a 3-month one or something, and I could then say that this is going to be every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or I could say all 7 days. I then get the dates and I just basically commence the replication. So off I go with that rather long contract and say go, save.